For the challenge named Wag the Tail, you're looking for a set of coordinates as opposed to any direct post about walking a dog. You should be able to find this on the social media profile referenced in the challenge, but to make use of the coordinates that you find, it is important to have an idea of what coordinates are and how they can be used to help us identify something such as a town. A pair of coordinates is made up of a north-south component and a west-east component. In the examples here, you'll see that New York is in a more northern and western part of the world, with Sydney being in a southern and eastern part of the world, relative to a central point on the equator, as you can see here. You'll see that this specific pair of coordinates corresponds to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but there will be another set of coordinates on the Twitter page which will enable you to find the town where the character in question actually walks their dog, and that will be the answer for you. So with this challenge, you're looking for somebody called George, who you'll be able to find by looking at the followers or replies for at least one of the Twitter accounts you've already seen. Essentially, George would have said something on his profile where he's boasting that he's managed to encrypt his password and nobody's going to be able to decrypt it. However, he's only used an encoding method called base64. The key thing to note here is that base64 is not actually encryption and can easily be reversed. Let's demonstrate this here with an example password, my super secure password 123. Encoding this here, out the other end we get a seemingly meaningless string of text, but if we come to decode, this exact input will come back out straight away. There is no key involved and there's no difficult computation to be done. It's a good job that your passwords are not protected with this, as anybody would be able to decode the password, and that is actually what you need to do for the challenge. So have a look at the Twitter profiles and best of luck for the challenge. The challenge named Propped Up requires us to identify a photo from one of the Twitter accounts that you will have seen before in order to identify the colours of their work desk. Make sure you investigate all of the accounts you have identified to be part of the previous challenges. It is best to come onto their profile and click tweets and replies, as this will give you the maximum amount of information available. You may have to click on the tweet in order to reveal the full thread of conversation if the user is replying to somebody, so do bear that in mind. Scrolling down the page here, we spot this picture of a desk and can therefore infer the colours of the legs and the surface itself, which is what the challenge asks us to do. So just as a bit of a hint for this one, the Twitter account from the previous challenge is likely to be the most useful for this challenge. So take a look at that one if you are struggling to find the account. Do remember that the Twitter account that we're showing in this video here is not part of the actual challenge. It is purely to demonstrate the sort of approach that you will need to take in order to find the answer. So best of luck with this challenge. The challenge named Blue and Green is quite straightforward, but it can be difficult if you don't know what to look for. This doesn't target any particular technique as such. It is more about spotting something that you cannot immediately see. Take Piers Morgan's profile for example. Behind his main profile picture there is an area which is obscured, so we cannot see it immediately. It could be possible to hide some information behind here, and this is the key to this challenge. This is all the information we can really give away for this one without actually telling you the answer. So make sure to actually go and have a look at this in the challenge, and I'm sure that you'll find it quite quickly, knowing what you do now.